Now on the programme, let's bring you some World Cup and take a look at the fixtures planned for this Monday. Argentina will play Austria today, France will play Iraq, Norway versus Senegal, and Jordan will take on Algeria. Well, let's talk for you about the France-Iraq game. That's taking place in Philadelphia. Now, Les Bleus are the firm favourite for the match, but that hasn't stopped fans from both sides gathering together in Philly. You can see them there. And some of them were gathering in front of the iconic Rocky statue. That is Sylvester Stallone's famous fictional boxer. And Selina Sykes, our sports reporter, is there. She is not just in Philly, but I understand in that precise spot. We'll talk about the location in a moment, Selina. But first of all, there's no denying that France are certainly the favourites going into this match, is there?
That's right, Nadia. France, the firm favourites, are heading into this second group stage game against Iraq. Les Bleus recovering from a poor first half against Senegal to beat them 3-1 and just really showed off all that attacking talent that everybody been getting so excited about before the tournament. Kylian Mbappe getting 2 goals to become France's overall top scorer. Michael Olise also shone extremely well for Les Bleus in his first World Cup appearance. So obviously France heavy favourites going into this match against Iraq. It's Iraq's first World Cup in 40 years. So they are obviously the underdogs. They're in a very tough group in Group I alongside Senegal and Norway. It has to be said that in general, when smaller teams come up against a big opposition such as France, they tend to play very defensively and park the bus, as we say in football. But that wasn't the case in Iraq's first game against Norway. They really took the game to them, but that unfortunately meant that they did concede 4 goals. They lost 4-1 against Norway in their opener, so we'll have to see whether they employ the same tactics or play it a bit more defensively, but they will know that they come into this game as the underdogs. Another thing to note for tonight's match is the fact that there's a storm alert here in the Philadelphia area that could cause delays for this match. We saw this at the World Cup, Club World Cup last summer here in the US. Several of those matches were delayed. There was even a Chelsea-Benfica match that was delayed for 4 hours because of the ongoing thunderstorms. This isn't due to FIFA regulation. This is due to local regulation that dictates that if there is any thunder or any lightning within a 8-mile radius, that's about 13 kilometres, then the match has to be paused. The players and the fans have to be evacuated from the stadium. So that could cause a few delays for tonight's game, Nadia.
And Selina, I mentioned that Rocky statue. We can see it behind you there. Tell us why in Philadelphia that's the place where fans like to gather.
Well, Nadia, as you've seen and mentioned, obviously the Rocky statue just here above my left-hand shoulder. I'm almost up the top, the 72 steps. These are steps that originally they do lead up to the Philadelphia Museum of Art, but obviously they are much more well known for that iconic scene in Rocky, the film that you mentioned earlier. Lots of fans here running up the steps, recreating that iconic scene. And last night, it was the gathering place for both sets of fans. It started off with Iraq, lots of festivities, and later on the French were here singing and getting their voices heard. Obviously, Rocky being a sporting icon, shall we say, even if it's only a fictive one, this is where fans have all decided to come and gather. One thing, though, that is a sporting superstition here in Philadelphia, it's that no fans are now putting their team shirts or scarves around the statue because it actually appears to bring bad luck, as several NFL teams in the past have put their shirts or scarves on the statue and then they've gone on to lose. And Ecuador fans made the same mistake. They obviously weren't in the know. They put their colours around the Rocky statue before their first group game, which they ended up losing against the Ivory Coast. So French fans have been urging all fellow Les Bleus supporters not to put any tricolour colours around the Rocky statue, just to respect that superstition. Obviously, Les Bleus feeling very confident ahead of today's game, but any superstition, any bad luck to be avoided, obviously, Nadia.